dejligt at se, at der er så mange, der er kommet op. Inden vi starter, så vil jeg lige benytte lejligheden til at takke vores hovedsponsor, Dansk Hesteforsikring, som faktisk er årsagen til, at vi kan invitere alle jer til at komme ganske gratis til de her foredrag her i Herning. Så tusind tak til dem. I år har vi også en lille publikumskonkurrence. Jeg kan se, at rigtig mange af jer allerede har udfyldt de her kuponer, og Camilla vil også komme rundt og samle dem ind, der mangler. Og der trækker vi loddet her, når vi er færdige med talkshowet, omkring 5 dejlige præmier fra Natalie Morskær og Dansk Hesteforsikring. Så der er lidt at glæde sig til. Kort omkring både Mette og Charlotte, som sidder her i dag, så kan jeg fortælle, at Charlotte Dujardin kræver jo næppe nærmere introduktion, men hun er jo faktisk hele 3-dobbelt verdensrekord indehaver i dressur på Vallegro, og har høstet et utal af medaljer herunder dobbeltguld til OL, og ligeledes guld til EM, VM og World Cup. Og hun er til daglig bosat i England og trænes af Carl Hester. Og med i dag som interviewer har vi Mette Asolin, og Mette taler også dansk, så når nogle af jer gerne vil stille nogle spørgsmål, så kan I godt stille dem på dansk, og så har Mette lovet at oversætte dem til engelsk, så det er jo dejligt. Og Mette har tidligere været en del af det danske dressurlandshold, og også været daglig leder på Årslegården i Aarhus. Så velkommen til at begge to. Tak skal du have.
So what we're going to do, this is going to be very laid back. If there's something you don't understand, stick your hand up and I'll try and explain it, because obviously you have to speak in English to Charlotte. Later on we'll have a chance to ask some questions to Charlotte. So first I will ask Charlotte some general questions so you get a little bit more understanding on her daily routine and how she lives her life. And later on you have the chance, if there's something you would like to know directly from Charlotte, to ask her yourself. So first of all, very welcome again. This is not long ago since you were here, claiming another medal at the European Championships. Are you happy to be back?
Yeah, obviously I'm very honoured to be here and taking part, very excited. And yeah, it's like deja vu for me being back here, because obviously the Europeans was only here 2 years ago, and it was a very successful Europeans coming away with double gold. Obviously after the Olympics, you know, you kind of think, oh, it can't get any better. And obviously my journey has not stopped, so coming to Herning and getting 2 double golds and you know, whatever else has happened, it's been incredible.
So we all know how far you've come, but where did it all start?
So I started riding as a very small child. My mum actually, she used to show jump, so I was always surrounded by horses. And my mum then obviously had me and my sister and my brother, and she gave up riding, and I started with some show ponies. So we used to dress up. Obviously the showing in England is very big, and it's all about how you look, how your position is as a rider, and your turnout on your pony or your horses is very, very important. And I can remember having my hair in pigtails with red bows or pink bows and matching the brow band of the pony, and my mum wearing exactly the same colours as me, and that was how I started. And I have to say, I went all the way up to horses in the showing. I didn't start dressage till I was 16, 17, but I was always trained by a dressage trainer in the showing. So she always said to me, why are you doing showing? Why are you not doing dressage? And I was like, oh, you know, I'm not really ready yet. So
dressage is this big thing, discipline, staying at the right markers, not just looking pretty, but making the horse perform. Having said that, showing, the horse still has to perform, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
If the judges get back on, have a test ride on the horse, and you gain marks from that.
Yes, and obviously it's a lot about ring craft. As a rider, you have to, obviously you're in an arena with lots of other horses and you have to stand out. So for me, it taught me how to ride in front of lots of people from a very small age, and how to show off my horse or my pony. So for me, I think riding in front of big crowds, that has always helped me because I've always
been through that, well, way through your life with Allegro. Are you seeing yourself repeating the same steps, or do you think you'll get there quicker? Is there things you will leave out that you thought is not necessary because you have more experience now?
Yeah, I mean, I think as you go through your journey, I mean, obviously I've had Fernandez, which was a horse I trained to Grand Prix as well.
Who lives in Denmark.
Yeah, and...
Proset lives in Denmark.
I trained another horse, Tatler, he came to the Grand Prix. You know, then obviously I've got Allegro and some other horses, and you learn things along the way, but I don't want everyone to think I just get on those top horses, because from a young age, I was the only crazy person that would get on all these naughty ponies and horses. You know, we never had a lot of money to be able to go and buy good horses or good ponies. We always had to buy everything that nobody wanted, so it was the rodeos or the ones that, you know, you couldn't stay on, or, you know, the ones that wanted to kill you were the ones that we had. And I think it definitely helped me as a rider, because, you know, I had to learn and figure out a way of making naughty ponies become good ponies, and it made me a much better rider. And, you know, I still ride 4-year-olds now. I still, you know, start them at 3 years old. I mean, I don't necessarily do the backing as much now. I have done, but obviously for me it's a huge risk if I get injured more than anything. It's not the fact I don't want to get on them. But I love to have my own young horses, so I buy them quite a lot from foals or 2-year-olds, and then always I produce them myself up to Grand Prix.
Because a couple of years ago you had a nasty fall, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that sort of made you sit back and think, actually, maybe now what I used to be good at is too much of a risk for the career I'm going through now.
Yeah.
And when you have a horse like Allegro, it is borrowed time, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's important to ride the wave, and it's a lot of sacrifices in personal life, and also for the other horses you want to bring on, because this is your number one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is my job. As you know, I'm so lucky. My passion and my love is my job, and I'm really lucky that I get to do what I love doing every day. And I have to now be very careful with what I choose to do, because if I get injured, you know, that ruins my career, really. So for me, I have to be very, very careful. But I still get on all the crazy naughty ones. I do. People are like, don't get on it. Carl will be like, don't get on it. I'm like, I'm fine. I've got my hat. And so I still do it, because I love it. I enjoy it. The hotter, the sharper, the naughtier, the more I like it. The more someone says you can't, the more I do it.
Yeah. No doesn't exist. No. Is there something you would give people as a good training advice? Is there something specifically you will say, this is what I prioritize a lot in my training? What would that be in a few words?
I think to have a really good system, I think, is really important. I think, you know, the routine of what you do with your horses is very, very important, and that your horses are really happy, and, you know, you're happy as a rider, and that you enjoy what you do. You don't go out there thinking, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, or he must do this, or he must do that. I think it's all about enjoying it and having fun. And I can honestly say, you know, people say to me, how do you deal with going into the competitions? How do you manage that time and time again? And I can honestly say I enjoy it. I go in there to have fun. I mean, I know having a horse, the horses that I have, you know, it's always great to be able to go in that arena and perform. And the things I've done with Allegro is, you know, I dreamt of 3 things when I started my career. I only had 3 goals. And I did all 3 of those in the first year, and I was like, oh.
And they were?
So the first thing was I wanted to ride on a team with Carl. That was obviously a huge honour for me to be able to do. The second was to ride at Olympia, which is a massive show. We have it in December, which is just before Christmas. And the third one was to get to the Olympics, which I dreamt of doing. I didn't really expect to go there and then become double gold medalist. You know, that's how crazy it is. I had these goals in my head of what I wanted to do, and when I got to the Olympics, I was like, fabulous, fantastic, I've made it, I've done it, I'm here. I didn't care about anything else because I was like, I'm here. I went to all the kitting out days, I did all the fantastic team stuff, you know, you meet so many amazing athletes, and I was like, brilliant, I don't need to do no more, I've done it. And obviously then I had to compete, and I remember sitting in the grandstand and it was massive, absolutely massive. And I just remember going in there and I was watching the eventers because they were first. I was like, I can't wait to get in there. I just can't wait to get in. I was so excited to go in and do it. And yeah, I enjoyed every moment of it. So I definitely think enjoying it has to be a massive part of it.
And when one has been as successful as you have at such a young age, what do you strive for? Have you still got goals? Is it not possible to become a little bit complacent and been there, done that? You know?
No, not at all. No, because obviously, just because I've done it on Valegro, there's so many more goals. I'd love to be able to recreate it on another horse. I mean, for me, it's not about just. I mean, it's amazing that I've done everything there is to do. I've done it, and that is a huge achievement. But to me, you know, now I want to be able to do it on other horses, and you know, my absolute love is training the horses. I love to have them from young horses, and I love to have that partnership and that connection and that trust and that bond with my horse. And I feel I get that from doing it from the young ages, and that's what's so special with my horses and with Valegro is, you know, I know him inside out, he knows me inside out. I know when he's a little bit worried, he knows when I'm worried, and you know, between the two of us, we know how to fix it. And I think having to do that from such a young age, you get that partnership, and it's a great feeling.
But also you starting to develop your own business a little bit more, aren't you? You're doing much more teaching now.
Yeah.
And obviously I see Charlotte on a regular basis and see her, nearly said offspring, they're not of her offspring, they are her pupils. But because they are already very successful, one of Charlotte's pupils and friends has just won a big show in France this week on a very young horse, which I know a lot of the input comes from you. Do you find that's exciting now, also passing on your
absolutely.
experience?
I love it. I love helping other people. I love teaching. I love, you know, look, my friend who's just won, she was a very insecure, she didn't believe in herself, and you know, it's great to come from where I've come, because when I first started I was very much the same, and you know, through having sports psychology, you know, having help, having you know, figuring it out in my head of what I needed to do, as to why I was worried or why I didn't think I was good enough. I could then give that to Alice, I could then translate that to other people, I can then give them the confidence that I got, and help them, and to see them grow and to see them become successful is fantastic. And it's as good as winning. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, no.